Alright guys, welcome back to this week's vlog. I am doing my barn chores now, and now I love how he's staring at me like I'm crazy. And now I'm walking back to check on the water, which is full. And now I will fill his tree bowl and then get happy. So welcome back guys. I hope that you are ready for a fun vlog because it's bound to be exciting. So the past week since my last vlog, we've been working a lot on transitions and also getting happy to learn to hold himself at the canter. So that's what we'll be working on again today. I feel like if I were to drop the reins and ask Happy to canter, he typically falls apart. So that's what I'm gonna be working on for a little while now, is having him learn how to lift himself with a little bit of help from me. But what I mean by if I drop my reins, he falls apart, is he's really reliant on my hands and will brace against them to create balance. And that's something that I want to stop. So we've been working on that, and we're working on our transitions, and we've been working a lot on bending and counter bending and just a lot of basic dressage type stuff. So yeah, I think that's what we'll end up working on today, but we'll see what's set up in the arena when we get there. But Happy is getting his face washed now before the ride because the flies are so bad that they're getting in his eye, even though he wears a fly mask, let's say 50% of the time, since he likes to take it off. They're so bad, they're getting in his eyes, and then they're causing him to get super puffy. Like yesterday I came out and it was so puffy that I actually thought that he had like injured himself. But by the time I finished riding, the swelling had gone down a lot, and it also looks like not there today because he works fly mask all night. So I'm asking for the barn help to check to make sure his fly mask is on, and I've been wiping his face after we take the fly mask off when I first get here. And I didn't apply any yesterday, but I think I'll put some on today. I have been applying some Mary's Botanical fly balm, which I'll grab and fix them. The label's kind of worn, but I can still show you. I got a free sample when I bought like leather cleaner a while ago, and I never really thought to use it, but he actually really likes it, which is shocking because he hates fly spray. But he let me put it on and he tried to fight me like he does with the fly spray. And then he also, I think it actually works. So for the days that I applied it and come back out like the next day or the day after, and his fly mask is on, his eyes aren't weepy. So would I use it on its own? No, probably not. But in conjunction with the fly mask, I think it works really well. Where I lose the track. Okay, I don't actually know what's in it. I could look it up. But this is like the really faded label of it. Hopefully it focuses. And yeah, it works really well. It's just like a little, it almost looks like lip balm. So that smells really good. I think the predominant smell I smell is rosemary, but I'm sure there's other things in there. And I've just been kind of putting it with that wet rag around his eyes, like under his eyes. And it seems to be working. But then he kind of gets gunky. That's why I had to really wipe today. I hate that brush, huh? Stand it. It's the worst thing ever. Alright guys, welcome back to this voiceover. What you just saw with his transitions is what I've been trying to work on really hard from walk to trot. He has been, I don't know if it's confusion, if it's I don't want to go, I don't know. And I think I've kind of nailed it down at the canter that as long as he's in a very free moving, more forward trot, he can do the transition without his normal like head tossing and what we normally see when we see a canter transition from Happy. So I'm wondering if the walk to trot is something similar where I need him to continue to move through his body at the walk to get a nice trot transition. But we've been working a lot on that and trying to just get him to, when I say it's time to trot, instead of taking like 5 to 8 steps, he finally just takes like 2 to 3, picks up the trot, and goes. So that's what I've been working on a lot with him, at least this past week, is getting that walk to trot transition a lot better. And then here I'm doing more of asking for a little bit more from behind at the trot. So we've been doing a lot of like pushing him to get a little bit bigger and really use himself at the trot, as opposed to just getting kind of stuck into the smaller gait that he defaults to, which is fine. I'm okay with him defaulting to it as long as when I ask, he gives me just a little bit more. And here you see, I think partly this was me, how I asked. I think looking at like how my leg was and everything, I feel like how I asked just wasn't the best for him and he got a little confused. So we got to the trot, stopped, and then I asked again and he was like, oh, okay, I got it. So yeah, that was what we predominantly worked on in this ride, really just getting that walk to trot a little bit more clear for both of us, because I know it's not just a him thing, it's a me thing too. And then after that, we moved on to just doing our free canter. So I'll come back when we do that. Okay, so I am still posting the canter, but with the idea that I want to just have a light seat. So the post kind of helps me get out of the saddle and into a half seat or a 2-point, which even with as much work as I've been doing with Nardine, the strong rider, and all of my fitness, I still struggle to 2-point the canter. I think partly it's because Happy feels the shift in weight and he's like, oh, I guess I'm not cantering anymore, which he does the same thing when I trot. Like if I 2-point at the trot and I've been out of the saddle for more than a couple strides, he's like, oh, I guess we're not doing anything anymore because I don't feel her there. So that's just something we need to work on, but we will work on it because this coming week, as you guys are probably watching this vlog, I have my first riding lesson in San Diego and I'm so excited. I cannot wait to have some new, fresh set of eyes on Happy and my riding and to help us improve even more. We're going to be taking probably 2 lessons a month with the lady at this barn that does hunter jumpers, and I'm really excited. I can't wait. I feel a lot more confident in the saddle. I feel stronger. I feel like just watching Happy in the last couple weeks of like him cantering on his own without much input from me really, I'm just feeling a lot more confident with him going into a lesson and looking, you know, the part of what I want him to be, which is a hunter or a jumper or whatever. I don't really care. I'm excited for that. So this is how we've been doing the canter for the last probably week and a half, 2 weeks. I just kind of wait for him to be warmed up enough and he starts to offer the canter without me having to push. So that's kind of what I've been waiting for, because I realize if I have to push him into it, he's typically not warmed up enough through his back that he has the tantrum that we see where he tosses his head and all those kinds of things. So I think this canter is becoming so beautiful and I cannot wait until he has a little bit more strength behind and a little bit more lift up front. But I am so thrilled with this, and watching this, it looks great, and when I ride it, it feels very balanced and floaty, and it just feels really nice. So I feel like if it feels this nice and it's not even like the final product, I can't wait until we have lessons and we can refine this and it can be perfect. But this is kind of how we've been doing the canter. I don't really do much more than just kind of sit in a half seat or post and let him move. We usually do like 2 to 3 laps of canter and then we take a rest and then maybe do a little bit more, but really I'm not trying to do too much. I'm just letting him figure out where his balance is and what feels right for him and his body at the canter now. So yeah, that was our ride. He was just such a good boy, and I'm so proud of him and proud of our progress in the last several months, and I cannot wait to have my lessons back. I can't wait to show you guys what we learned. Okay guys, that was our ride. He was super good, as I always say, but he actually was really good today and being more forward thinking than he's been in a while, so it was an easier ride. I'm gonna cool out now, and then I will probably recap in the car just because I kind of want to touch on a few things from our ride today that I feel uncomfortable with people out here vlogging this entire time. So we're cooling out now, and I will circle back for a little bit of a ride recap once Happy is put away and I'm ready to leave. I literally have seen these jump blocks like so many times. Why are you worried about them? So today they're extra scary. Huh. I think Happy just noticed that there were cavities in the cross ties next to him that he literally was tacked up in. Was that Happy? Processing it now. Alright, come on. Makes sense? Yeah? Alright. Give him the banana. He doesn't care if it's ripe or not. I think he will care if it's not ripe. Bite it. Got it? Oh my god, you struggled there. A little bit embarrassing how much you struggled. Good boy. Come on. There you go. Good job. Good job today. Yeah. Alright, you're gonna have to bear with me on the lighting here because I'm in my car and it's late and I'm getting ready to head home. But I wanted to mention how good Happy was today, and what I've been trying to work on is getting him to lift himself at the canter as opposed to me having to drive him into my hands so much, because while that is what you should do, Happy leans really bad and braces on my hands if I allow him. And he's starting to do it again. He hasn't done it for quite a while. And so I had the idea that I should just drop my reins and try to guide him with my seat and my leg aids and not let him fall on me, which has led to a couple rides where like he's just all over the place cantering. But I feel like he needs that because I don't know if he's ever been taught like how to properly lift and do it himself at the canter. I know I've never allowed him to do that. I've always like held him together, and for better or for worse, that's how we canter. And at Stephanie's, we kind of learned not to do it so much that way, but it still kind of comes back because he needs help. He's not strong enough, and like he's never really learned, I think, how to canter. My AirPod just died. I'm sorry if the audio changes. So that was what we've been working on, and today I felt really good about it because he cantered on the long side both ways without having to immediately turn in to do a circle, which is how he gets himself like back under himself and is able to lift. I even suggested, hey, do you want to turn? And he was like, no, I can go down the long side. Now, whether or not, I haven't looked at the video, it looked good or not, I don't know. But I'm happy that he's offering it and he's trying to figure out the ask, and he's trying to figure out how to use his body to get that canter down the long side without having the corner to, a circle rather, because the corners do help him lift, but without having to circle after like a quarter way down or a halfway down. And so yeah, it was a really good ride. Just worked on that really, and our transitions. Walk to trot has been like really slow and kind of confusing for him. So we've been working on that too. So we did a little bit of that. And I've been working on transitions within the trot. So going a little bit faster and rewarding even like 1 or 2 steps of a quicker, bigger pace. And that seems to be really helping him too. So yeah, that's our ride today. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's vlog. Looking forward to filming next week for you guys, and have a great week.